What is actually going on? Who is winning this agency bidding war? And no, I know what you're thinking, but it's rarely ever the agency that was the cheapest option. And it's rarely the agency that's the biggest on paper and has the most impressive portfolio. Well, it's always the one that walked in knowing exactly what they do, who they do it for, and most importantly, clearly defining what is the outcome that the clients can expect. This is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video, where we break down how you can become an option that the clients can trust and seem like an option that they get the most comfortable with. So I'm Yogesh and I'm the founder of Simple Plan. We are a creative agency based out of New Delhi, India, and we specialize in end-to-end brand development. For the last 8 years, we have built a team of around 50 professionals who do amazing work. So I think we know what we're talking about because we know exactly how to build an agency that can become the default choice for most clients. I personally specialize in sales, so I'm going to give you all the insights that I've gathered over the last 14-15 years in this video. The reason why we're making this video today is because Know How to Build an Agency video covers this part on how to actually stand out in the eyes of your end consumers, that is your clients, in a market that is super crowded and super competitive. So standing out and thinking from the actual client's perspective becomes very important if you have to be an agency that actually becomes a preferred choice for your end consumers. That's the frame for everything that we are covering today. Not just what to do, but why it matters to the person that is sitting on the other side of the table. And if you're just starting out and building an agency right now, today, then we have a detailed video on how to start an agency in 2026. So check that out first. Go to any 10 agency websites. 8 of them look exactly the same. The same layout, the same structure, the same service listing, what they do, their portfolio, the contact us, that's it. And they're using the same 4 keywords: passionate, creative, results driven, and full service. These are the same 4 words that are killing every agency and making sure that you guys never stand out. Because being passionate never tells a client about what you do, who you do it for, or what actually happens when things go wrong, and things do go wrong. And of course, there is the standard differentiation advice that niche down, build case studies, do it better work. It is all true, but none of it is completely sufficient. Most agencies try to differentiate in the pitch, but the client evaluates your agency before you even have started pitching. The client isn't comparing your work to your competitor's work in a pitch. They're comparing about how certain they feel about each option. The agencies that actually win, they differentiate themselves even before the pitch has started because the clients are feeling something at each step. The agencies that can control the feeling at each touch point, they are the agencies that can actually stand out. So positioning isn't just your website and how different it looks. It's what you reply when a client reaches out. It's the first email you send. It's how you talk to your client. It's how you follow up. It's how your pitch is different than the others in the room. It's the small things that you offer, and at the end of the day, how confident and comfortable the client feels when you are pitching to them. You have to become that option that seems like the least risky in the room. So you have to talk about the outcome and not just talk about the services you offer and the awards you have won and how you are different than others. That's just corporate jargon and that will take you nowhere. So what's that thing that is being evaluated before your deck even opens up in front of the client? It's not your work. It's these 3 things, and most of the agencies get 2 of them wrong. The first one is your response quality. Most agencies think the faster you reply, the more chances you have to win that client. But that's not true. What the client wants is a response or a reply that actually proves that you have taken the time out and understood what they actually need and want. So a 4-hour reply that does not have a lot of context about the client requirements is much worse than a 24-hour reply that has a detailed breakdown of everything that the client is looking for. The second thing is the questions you ask before the pitch. Agencies that ask absolutely no questions before going for a pitch signal that they will execute anything and everything that is asked for of them. But does the client actually need an agency that asks no questions? Maybe some of the clients do, but most clients who are looking to solve something for their business, they're looking for someone to add value. So ask as many questions as you possibly can before even agreeing for a pitch and going for a pitch. Every agent thinks that their portfolio is their real differentiator. That's partly true, but your process is actually more visible to your client than your portfolio. A client doesn't care if your logo is better than all the other competitors out there, and they can't even tell the difference if your branding is better than others or not. But they can surely tell if you have a real system or not in the first meeting itself. So basically, your process is the product that they're actually evaluating. What a visible process looks like in practice is a documented onboarding sequence, a scoping call with a set agenda, a brief template sent before the work actually begins, and a revision policy that's transparently written down. See, none of these are creative, but all of them communicate that you have done this before and you know what you're doing. Another hack from my end would be to name your process, because naming something makes it a lot more personalized, and psychologically it makes the client feel that you've already figured out a complete thing by yourself. An example of this could be a 3-phase brand development process, your FIRE evaluation technique, which could have a breakdown of FIRE, or a discovery to delivery framework. So all of this is packaging your services and your process into something that is easy to consume for your clients. Earlier, I said something that is happening in the client's head that none of you are preparing for. Here it is. Clients think that they're making a rational decision when they're picking an agency, comparing portfolios, weighing proposals, and evaluating pricing. But agency selection is one of the highest uncertainty purchase a business can actually make. Why? Because you can't test the product before you buy it, and you can't return it back if it doesn't work. It's a service. You've spent that money. So under that kind of pressure, your brain stops comparing. It starts looking for an option that feels the safest. And like I said before, you need to become the least riskiest option for your client. So here are the 3 things that will make you that. The first one is your first impression. There's a well-documented psychological effect where one strong early impression colors everything that follows. So in agency terms, the quality of your first reply and where they first find you matters a lot. So making that early first impression will either make it or break it for you. The second one is stop saying yes to everything. This one actually surprises people. Research shows that a competent person that acknowledges a limitation is trusted more than a person who claims to have no weakness at all. So even if you say that you can't do this X specific thing in a project, the chances of you actually winning that project increase because you said something true. You were honest, you were vulnerable. And in a room full of polished presentations, honesty does stand out. And last one is the easier you are to understand, the more trustworthy you seem. So if a client has to work to understand what you're offering, and if you're using a lot of fancy words that you think makes you stand out, then that effort is registering as doubt in the mind of your client, versus an agency that is laying out a very clear and simple offer in an easy to understand language would feel far more competent to the end consumer. So simplify your positioning and make things as less complex as possible. That's exactly what we do. We're Simple Plan. That's the entire shtick. And that's it. You're ready. But I have a small task for you. Before doing anything different about how you pitch, do this first. Search your agency name, screenshot your website, and then screenshot 3 other competitors. Put them side by side and cover the logos. Can you tell which one is yours? And then show it to 5 people. Can they tell? If you can't, then neither can a client. And then try these 3 actions this week. First, audit your next new inquiry reply. Read back and ask yourself, does this prove that I've actually understood the brief, or does it just say that you're available? Second, name your process. Give the way you work a name and document it properly in 3 steps. And lastly, test your positioning, but do it on someone who has never heard about your agency. Tell them in 1 sentence what you do and who you do it for. And if they ask a follow-up question in return, it's not simple enough yet. And we're back to where we all started from. 6 agencies, the client made a few calls, and they finally selected the one. They picked the safest option, they picked the option that is the least risky for them. Now you understand why all of this happens, and you have all the tools to make sure that you can stand out and you can also become that reliable option that the clients always want to pick. But don't forget that agencies that consistently win, they understand that the client is always evaluating on every level. Even if they think they're not evaluating, subconsciously everything is being evaluated. So it's the minute things that you do that matter the most that makes you stand out. So if this video was helpful, then we have made a detailed video on how to build an agency today in 2026. So if you're just starting out and this video was super helpful for you and you're thinking of starting an agency, then you can check out that video. And if you want to see how to build detailed processes, then we have documented our entire brand development process as well. We have a documentary series which is linked somewhere in this video. We make insightful videos on agency life, how to build a brand, how to start a business, how you can make money as an agency and as a creative professional. And we have a ton of videos for business owners who are just starting out. So if you found this helpful, make sure you do not forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon, and do give us a shout out, comment what you like and what you do not like. If there is anything specific that you would like us to cover next, we'd love to make a video on that. Until next time, may the force be with you. Decipher ज़्यादा heavy हो गया.
So that's what we're going to cover. नहीं, फिर से नहीं कर रहा.
Then come back to this video. तो मैं लगा मैं फिर से डरूंगा, बट नहीं होगा ऐसा.